Welcome to our two-part series, our second show in our very special coverage of the India Retail Forum 2015. What do we have for you on show 2? Well, a whole lot more than we did on show 1. But with me is the chairperson for the India Retail Forum, Amitabh Taneja. Let's find out from him what's new about this year. Amitabh, first of all, congratulations. You've really pulled off a big one. So, single question, quick 2 or 3 word answer. What's new that you've never done before at IRF?
The India Omnichannel Forum.
Exactly, and that's what we're really going to cover this year, the IOF. Let's get started. This is part 2 of IRF 2015.
The India Retail Forum 2015, one of the biggest retail events of the year, welcomed big brands, startups and industry leaders for 2 power-packed days in Mumbai. Masters of retail from across the forum discussed the new generation of technology and the battle for retailers to evolve their existing models for growth across different channels.
In the last 5 years, business has doubled. Reach has, I think, almost tripled. Today we are in close to 180 plus cities across the country and looking at expanding in more and more places. And every time we land up into the smaller town, and it's a new India that we're trying to see. Something that we never imagined that actually existed. But when you have a store in Devgarh or you have a store in Jorhat, and the kind of demand for clothing that exists out there, the kind of demand for home that exists there, and that's been something which has been fantastic. Now, also what has changed is the fact that we have kind of geared up ourselves to cater to such kind of demands. Investment in supply chain, etc. So the real focus that has happened for us is re-evolving the business in line with where the consumer is going. The consumer is becoming more aspirational. He's demanding more new things, and I think continues to be the case here. The fact that the touch and feel is extremely important for that consumer.
When we started in 2011, our whole thought process at that time was that online retail in any country pretty much resembles the offline retail in that particular country. In India, we had Infibeam, we had Flipkart, we're all doing an amazing job, but we wanted to get the mom and pop stores online, the small and medium businesses. That's the whole concept, that's the whole idea that we started with, and there was only one way of doing business around that, and that was of building a marketplace. That was the idea we started with. Today, 3.5 years into real business, and we have 215,000 merchants on the platform. So 215,000 merchants on the platform, about 20 million products that are listed, 20 million unique SKUs that are listed, about 15 million customers have transacted on the platform.
If you look at an online retailer, pure play online retailer, you would imagine that a warehouse is a store because that is where the demand is being fulfilled. And so in the physical world, whatever is considered a warehouse is actually a storefront because that is where an online retailer is fulfilling the demand. And the physical storefront of an offline retailer is somewhat similar to a logistics facility which is close to a customer. So in other words, you would still need to ship the product from a physical warehouse to a logistics center, so that B2B part, before you can give the product to the consumer.
And the theme of omni-channel in retail bolstered on even on day 2 of the India Retail Forum. The India Omni-Channel Forum proved to be a technology forum for business owners, business leaders and technology teams to meet, engage and conceptualize the next generation of consumer experiences. So an omni-channel is simply a retailer's ability to transition across different platforms of retail, from online, offline, pop-up to, of course, mobile. We got hold of many bigwigs to share their strategy to be part of the omni-channel in retail as well as changing consumer behavior.
Omnichannel is going to stay here, and we are increasing the experience part of the retailers and of the consumer. Whoever the consumer is who comes to our malls or the shopping area, he should get more experience shelf shopping. That is the thing, because the experience what he gets in shopping in a shopping mall or a high street is completely different from the other channels he can buy. So now, right now, what we are focusing on is experience part of the shoppers.
I think consumers keeps on evolving. Once you consume something, you want to go to the next level. Consumption changes in terms of brand preferences. I think the way people live and consume various things, whether it is media, whether it is information, whether it is goods, whether it are brands, I think they keep on evolving. And we have seen it changing, and we believe that the change is much faster now than what it used to happen earlier. For us, we produce goods, we are brand creators, and we can sell it to various channels. So we have physical, we have digital, whatever the consumers wanted, we have to give it to them in that way.
The first and foremost observation is that the consumer is changing and is perhaps changing faster than ever before. I think the amount and number of changes that we have observed over the last 2 years, especially, and the kind of sessions that we have had are kind of, forcing that fact, and they're kind of making that fact very, very plain and obvious to everybody, that the consumer is changing very fast. So if businesses need to do well, if they need to thrive, then they need to move at the same pace as the consumer. And you need to adapt your businesses to the changing needs of the customer. I think that's the key observation and the key takeout for me.
Over a period of years, and which is happening, and one of our attempts has been to contemporize the complete man, to make him a modern, and a modern consumer. A consumer of 90s and a consumer of 2000 is completely different. And that's where our Raymond consumer is also moving across. The values have changed for him. It's not that he's given away the old values, but the values which have come across from you. He's becoming far more contemporary, he's far more evolved to that extent. And we're catering to that consumer. The other thing from a consumer point of view which changes across in the habitual things is the certain parameters which were used as a criteria for buying have completely changed this year. It was from quality, price at certain levels, and moved more to style, colors, and what is going to be the future with that. That's how we have transformed the consumers to say that when the Raymond name comes in, certain things you don't have to really talk about moving across. But there are certain things which have come in new from a Raymond perspective, and that's what, as a brand, overall from a Raymond perspective, we have been talking across and trying to change the consumer behavior to that extent.
Apart from perspectives from industry leaders, I also went on the hunt for some new products that were geared to be market disruptors. And I found one.
Well, apart from being the minion of the day, as Rajiv is calling me, I'm also an avid shopper. And one thing I hate is standing in long queues to get my order checked out. Now, one gentleman here at the IRF in Mumbai is resolving my concerns. So, Nimil, tell me, how are you going to resolve my problems of standing in queues?
We came up with a concept where a salesperson could go to the customer, talk to the customer and understand the customer, and also help him do his billing at the spot.
Right, and you're going to do this by something called finger scanning. Okay, and the product's called FingScan.
FingScan.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a docking system.
Okay.
Where I can put it on my on your hand.
Which is why I'm wearing the patch, so that it avoids any sweat or any kind of irritation when the product's on my arm.
Yes.
Okay.
Insert it up here.
This is my bag, and we're going to put an imaginary price tag on it.
Yes.
Of 6,000 rupees. It actually costs more.
Yeah. So you click on this.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm scanning this. Okay. Let's hold this. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
So this is my price tag.
Yeah.
This is my FingScan.
And then click.
Okay.
No, little further down. See, it's come.
Okay. So I've just scanned the order, and automatically the barcode has come on the screen of my smartphone. Right.
And then it show me the price. It will show me the bill. And if I have a Bluetooth printer, I can take a bill and give it to the customer also. And then tag the thing. He can go to the counter where only cash can be done, or a card.
Right.
Either that way he can do, or he can go for MPOS.
Okay.
Okay, this is a Bluetooth enable MPOS where I can have my swap as well as dip.
Right.
And then for signature, I can tell the customer to sign on my notepad.
So realistically, if I had bought that, I would have been standing in queues for at least 15 minutes. But with this device, my waiting time has actually been reduced to about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Right.
Because we spend a lot of time shopping inside, but once we come to checkout, that is one area we like to move out fast.
So thank you, Nimil, for that demo.
Thank you.
So as you can see, I'm an armed shopper and I'm at the India Retail Forum. So what should I do? I think I'm going to go shopping. Well, as you can see, day 2 of the India Retail Forum is turning out to be very exciting and also a tad bit exhausting, so I'm ready to take a break. While you may think that I'm sitting in a mall at some fancy coffee shop, you are wrong. I'm actually in a very quirky pop-up store set up by Virtuous Reality right here in Mumbai at the IRF event. And this is just one of the many fascinating things that's happening today. So while I'm going to grab a cup of coffee, why don't you go take a break? But don't go anywhere, because on the other side of the show, we have a battle of the minds coming up.
coffee.
Find parking space.
Parking space found.
The Internet of Things, an ecosystem where all the data about us, generated by us, all the tiny bits of information passing through millions of smart devices, has the ability to transfer over a network without requiring human-to-human or human-to-computer interaction. IoT, an environment where our computers, tablets, phones, clothes, shoes, glasses, you name it, and it's all connected. In our palms and on our fingertips, and of course, up there in the cloud. And at the India Retail Forum in Mumbai, it was the Internet of Things that caught the attention of many speakers. Questions arose. How do we change the way we share information? How can we transform public systems and services? And how can we create a sharper, smarter, well-connected society that can maximize the joy of shopping?
We and our management clearly understand saying that IoT is big. As Rajiv was saying that 50 billion devices. Gartner has said by 2020 you will have 26 billion devices interconnected to each other, irrespective of it. This count does not include smartphones and tablets. That means how big is the number we can just estimate. We understand and we have built a dedicated team for taking care of Internet of Things. So there is a dedicated team which is doing research, which is evaluating products, which is evaluating solutions to see that how do we become a front runner in the thing of future. Frankly, it is, right? We all understand the potential of it. That's a different thing, that how quickly it is scaling up at this point of time is a question, but we all understand it's a sure shot winner for the future because there is a need of it. To give example, sometime back we introduced, almost 3-4 months back, we introduced lighting control with your smartphone. That means you can control the lighting of your living room, you can control the lighting of your drawing room or anywhere, any place in the home with your smartphone. In fact, the device was pretty easy to control, configure, set up. Right? When we showed it in our stores to the customers, to the end customer, the reaction was simply wow. Wow, this is great.
And of course, one cannot possibly discuss the Internet of Things in retail without talking about the food industry.
First of all, let me divide this into two things. One is the customer-facing part, and second is the back-end part. And I would more stress on the back-end part, where I think, that could be my view of, taking up first in this IoT space. When I say back-end, it's more about the retailer's pain points, what we talk about, the inventory visibility, inventory management, replenishment of stocks. So these are, I think, a couple of initiatives that, can be driven with IoT. To give an example, today, if in a hypermarket, supermarket space, we anywhere play around with 20-25,000 SKUs per day, per store. And so inventory visibility is a big challenge. Inventory, tracking of inventory, basically, from the moment from the vendors, you have direct store deliveries, you have products in and out, going out from the shelves. So I think this is one of the most important challenges where I think today there is no real kind of solution that is emerging out. I think what IoT will do in future is, bringing in this beacons of the world. We're talking about sensors coming into place, shelf life, which is very important. So I think these are one of the examples there. I think there is a real fitment of IoT here. Second, I think very most important is the fleet management. I think today in some case IoT is being used there. Devices are there in the market which can track your movement of goods in real time. That is number two. Third thing, I think promotions could be far better. It could be much more customer focused. The moment the customers come in, walk into your store, especially in a food market kind of area where target audience are very crucial. I think it plays a very important role.
We are primarily a fashion marketplace for women and primarily in mobile app. So we have more than 3 million downloads, and you can imagine there are only 20 million women with smartphone. Already we have 3 million downloads in less than 1 year, right? And the key was personalization. And personalization comes from two aspects. One is the data, how we know about the data. Our secret sauce versus a Myntra or Jabong was that we show only those items that suits a given user. based on their body parameters such as body shape, skin tone, height, etc., but also based on their lifestyle, personality, budget preferences, etc. So with this kind of differentiation, within 1 year, we were able to get more women users than what Myntra or Jabong has, right? And the key is that personalization. And to do personalization, we need data and we need selection. Now, if you just go through the online world, this is not available, right? If you look at selection, there are a lot of items which are available in a shop or stop or commercial street, which might not yet be online, right? How do I kind of bridge this? Already we have pilot running with a lot of small boutiques where how we can bring their selection online. So the way how we are thinking about IoT, already we are betting big on the biggest IoT, which is mobile, right? That was the first IoT, and we are a mobile app company. We are thinking about if you are walking through the commercial street, can I figure out like, hey, the item that you liked, that floral kurti, is available at the store that you are just walking by.
And this is it, day 2 of IRF. This is the IRF Awards. This is where we wrap it all up. So the awards, this is backstage, as raw and as backstagey as it can be. So here are props they couldn't put up because they didn't have time. Then of course, all the speakers that are going to blast all the ugly wires. It looks really beautiful out there, but look at it here. And then of course, here we have all the awesome team from On Cue who's been doing an amazing job of getting this whole event together. My co-host Kara, I'm going to get the camera in. My co-host for the evening, Kara, who's got 20 people around her. She doesn't know what she's reacting to. If you come in further, you can see the scripts for what we're going to say on stage is still being written right now. And I think we're about a minute away from getting started. So all of it's happening right now. I think in a few seconds, let me just see what's happening. Have people come in or not? So as you can see, most people are already seated, so they might start at any given time. So it's almost all set. So what I'm going to do is find out, are we good to go? Yes, we are good to go. IRF Awards 2015 about to get started.
Lights, camera, action, entertainment, music, and glamour, of course. Let's just say the 2-day affair that was the India Retail Forum came to a fitting end with an award gala. What better way to end a 2-day interactive and insightful journey than with an event to award some of the big retailers who are keeping us, the shoppers, happy?
Thank you, gentlemen. We were expecting some pizza boxes with you, but maybe next time.
The Images Retail Awards proved to be a grand finale to the forum and felicitated some of the biggest brands in retailing for their continued innovation and, of course, the competitive spirit that gave them the much-needed edge in a sector that's adding hordes of brands every year.
Cara Jane Roberts.
The event was hosted by Rajiv Makhni and popular singer and presenter Cara Jane Roberts.
Hi Rajiv.
So I did ask you not to wear heels for today, and then you went ahead and did a 6-incher.
But have you seen them?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In its 12th year now, survival of the fittest was the mantra of the Images Retail Awards, and right before the Grandmasters of Retail walked up to receive their awards, attendees who had been busy networking and hosting panel discussions all day were greeted with the uplifting tunes and a grand jugalbandi by leading music artists.
Of the Year jewelry goes to Tanishq.
And the awards kicked off with great aplomb with numerous categories like Most Admired Retail of the Year among department stores, hypermarkets, specialty stores and many, many more.
Godrej Nature's Basket.
Godrej Nature's Basket winner for this year.
Winners are Dunkin' Donuts and Puma.
Dunkin' Donuts and Puma. Congratulations. Gentlemen, bring the donuts with you.
And Image's Most Admired Retailer of the Year, Employee Practice, goes to a company where I was a director earlier, Marks and Spencer.
Congratulations. So we'll attribute part of the success to you then.
The World of Titan.
The World of Titan is the winner. Congratulations.
And with the award gala, the India Retail Forum came to an exhausting but fulfilling end as the winners went home with plenty of insights from the world of retail as well as trophies, of course.
And with that, we also come to the end of our coverage. 2 amazing shows on India Retail Forum 2015. Of course, we'll see you next year. Thank you, Kara.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. Looking forward to the NDTV again this time next year.
Yes, 2016 coverage of IRF. Thank you. We'll see you on those shows. And Kara, could you make sure you don't wear those heels again? I'm 6'1" and I look like a dwarf. I mean,
don't. Look at these heels.
I mean, I'd love to wear those too, but I just can't
They
pull
are
it off.
staying,
Okay,
Rajiv,
but
they
I'll
are
see you
staying.
next year. See you next year.